What's up, Otakuans? It's one of your hosts, David, with the Otaku Octagon, bringing you a very special episode. This week, we are going to be introducing Universe's next release, Attack on Titan: Origins of Power. Just a few months ago, Universes did release its first iteration of the Attack on Titan IP, Battle for Humanity, where we were introduced to some new mechanics of the game to include backups and Titan shifting cards. We did receive the opportunity to reveal one of the upcoming characters for this latest release, so let's do just that. This Attack on Titan set is set to release on November 8th, with pre-release starting on November 1st. So the character that we were chosen to reveal is going to be Reiner Braun. So here is the character card for him. On it, we of course, Reiner Braun Warrior with the card text Warrior below. On his card, it does read, if you will lose the game due to your health being reduced below 1, instead transform Reiner Braun Warrior and return to maximum health. So as I was talking about before, with the newest release of Attack on Titan Battle for Humanity, we were introduced to transforming Titan character cards. So not every character card in this set has the ability to transform, but of course if you did watch the anime, you know there are specific characters with this ability. So for Reiner Braun, with this iteration of his character card, if you were so happen to take damage that would bring you below 0, instead you would go back to full health, being 17 for this character, and you would go ahead and shift this character card to its Titan form. And shifting to the Titan form is simply flipping that card over, and we will get to review what that Titan shift looks like next. Alright, so let's go ahead and get into the actual enhancement on this character card. We do have an enhanced mill 4. Your attack gets +1 damage for each different card type among cards milled this way. So we do have the different card types of an attack, foundation, an action card, or maybe even an asset card. And we also have backups in this latest set, so we do have multiple different card types. So milling 4 is simply grabbing the first 4 cards off your deck one at a time and flipping them over on your discard pile. Every different iteration or different type of card you have that you mill in this way, you do receive that +1 damage buff. And if you have cycled this game, meaning if you have gone through all the cards of your deck and you are forced now to shuffle your discard pile to create a new deck, then you also receive a +1 speed buff for each card type among the cards, again milled from this mill 4 enhancement. So after reading that, Reiner's pretty brawny. With each attack, he's able to use this enhancement of milling 4, possibly +4 damage on each attack, possibly +4 speed if you have cycled this game. So each attack you're giving it 4 speed, 4 damage if everything works out the way, of course, you want it to work out. And you don't have to commit this card, you don't have to sacrifice any cards, you don't have to destroy any cards, you're just milling those top 4 cards to your deck. So in my opinion, it's actually a pretty decent enhancement for this character card. Now, I also do have a holographic or a hollow version of this card. So if you do manage to pull the foiled version of it, it will look like this. There's not much changes to the actual card text. It's still going to have the same transforming or shifting ability as well as the same enhancement. Now, when it is time to go ahead and shift, aka your opponent does bring you to that 0, now you're able to go ahead and shift, bring yourself back to that 17 health, and flipping your card over, and now you have Reiner, Armored Titan Advancing. Again, he's still a warrior, but this time he now has the added card text of Titan. And on that card it reads, your rival's first attack each turn gets -5 damage. That is ridiculous. So this Armor Titan, obviously from the anime, he does have that harder exoskeleton. He's pretty beefy. He can take a lot of damage or no damage at all because people just simply can't get through that armor. So I'm guessing this card is now reflecting that aspect of his character. Now, attack that's being sent your way is going to receive that -5 damage nerf. Moving into the enhancement, remove 3 cards from your discard pile. Your attack gets +1 speed and +1 damage for each different card type in your stage. So when we're looking at the original character, we are only looking at the cards that we are milling, and each different card type will receive that +1 damage buff. With this one, we simply get to remove 3 cards from a discard pile. You get to choose what 3 cards you want to remove from discard pile. It doesn't necessarily matter because for this enhancement, it's looking at the actual cards on your stage, the foundations you have, assets you may have out there, attacks you've played, or blocks that you played, looking at all the cards that you played on your stage currently at the time for each different type. So you can pretty much build this out in maybe a turn or two where you have 3-4 different types of cards in your stage. You're receiving that +1/+1 both speed and damage buff for each different type. So compared to its character, I see that it is a more improved version of his character. Obviously, he's just a Titan transforming or shifting, but I would say that this one is pretty OP because once again, every attack that's being sent your way is going to automatically receive that -5 damage nerf, and all your attacks is going to potentially receive +2, +3 speed and damage every attack that you're sending your opponent's way. So that is the character that was chosen for us to reveal for you all today. Of course, we do have one more card that UVS did send our way to reveal, and that is going to be this foundation passing on. It is a 1/5, so it is only going to take at least a 1 check in order to play this foundation, and while it does check a 5. So looking at that enhance, passing on, enhance, sacrifice 1 foundation, and mill 1. So everything before the colon, these are the costs. These are things you have to do in order to use the actual enhancement. So sacrificing the foundation, simply one of your foundations, you're destroying it, sending it to your discard pile. And milling 1, again, the top card of your deck, since we're only doing 1, we're flipping it and putting it in the discard pile. Now the actual enhancement itself is, if the card that was milled this way is a foundation, this attack gets +1 speed. If it is attack, it gets +1 damage. Now, adding that on with the character that we just looked at, we're already milling cards, and based off the card that is being milled, we are receiving a damage buff. And if we've cycled, then we're also receiving that speed buff. Adding this on top, we're potentially adding in another +1 speed or another +1 damage. And it's not a unique card, meaning we can have multiple of these out on the field at one time. So if we have 4 of these in our foundations and we use each one of these, then we have potentially can add +4 speed or +4 damage or 2/2, 1/3, however it goes. Once again, we want to go ahead and send our appreciation to Universes for giving us the opportunity to reveal this next character card, Reiner, for Universe's next release, Attack on Titan Origins of Power. If you're as big of an Attack on Titan fan as me and my co-hosts are, then you're definitely looking forward to some of the art, some of the foiling that we can expect to see from this upcoming set. But that's all we have for you today. Peace.